Good morning, lovelies. Today is June 18th, and we are looking at the garden. We are on the outside of the garden. Look at that guy. That is a lemon cucumber, and my sunflowers are getting massive. Look at that. I love it. And then over there, we've got my little squash and my radishes, another sunflower, and lots of onions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the seedling table real quick. This is, I think, some loofah gourd that I planted. And then we've got lots of squash, which I believe are watermelon. I gotta get them in the ground. I'm gonna put them in the ground today. And then I just bought this little guy. It's a Cubanelle pepper. And I've got some other guys that I need to go ahead and pot up. This is a blue turmeric plant that I bought from Baker Creek, and I'm very excited to put that in the ground to see what that looks like. And I have some regular turmeric that I also need to plant. And then, of course, I've got some spare tomato clippings that I am regrowing. And then, of course, we've got my pineapple I haven't still put in the ground, my lime tree, my Meyer lemon plant tree, and my pink lemonade blueberries. So I still need to get those into their pots and into the ground. And let's come on in to the garden, y'all. Look at this massive thing here. This is a lemon squash, I believe. Look at that guy. This is a male flower, and the reason you can tell is the little diamond, I think is what it's called. But anyway, that little guy on the inside, that's his outie, and you would use that on a flower that had fruit on the end of it to help pollinate it. There's my new windmill. Hello, lovely. And then we've got some banana peppers here that I can probably start plucking. Got another nice selection of banana peppers there. And then we've got our little pepper seedlings that are growing nicely. And at the end of the little pepper seedling row, we have my 2 tomatillos. And they are just covered in buds. And they look good. So hopefully we'll be seeing some tomatillos soon. I don't know, might take a while. And then over here we've got lots of flowers in the squash bed. And I have got, I've got this guy right down here. And they are being pollinated really nicely by some ants. Oh, where's another one? I'm trying to redirect it so that it grows in that direction, so they don't come and take over my tomatillos, because they will. They'll choke it out. They don't have any mercy. Oh, look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then we have another little person right there. We have some lettuce that is being covered up, and I need to pull all this grass out. And then we have right here bell pepper, nicely growing. Lots of flowers on this shishito pepper. Look at that little shishito pepper right there. And then over here I found my first dragon egg squash. Oh, so lovely. Very excited about that. I was creating this bed and I had to move this guy over, and I was like, oh, look at that. I didn't even know you were down there. So happy. Lots of flowers all over this, and there's another one right there. Oh my goodness, it's just lovely. So that guy's growing really nice, really massive. And then we have my beef steak pepper here, and this plant here is got lots of flowers. Little baby beefsteak there, another one there. If I were to grow this on the ground, it would just get massive. And I don't want a massive tomato plant. At my other house, I would just let my tomato plants just get crazy. And I don't have the energy to do that. So, and we've got some more peppers over here. And look at this. This is a, I believe, oh, this is a pumpkin. Yeah. And I didn't know where to plant that, so I planted it on the edge of the beans. And that is getting really nice. And I learned, I don't know how true this is, but they said that the vine will grow in the direction of the second true leaf. And I believe this is the second true leaf, because if that's the case, that means it's going to grow that way. So we'll see. I'll keep my eye on that. Then we have all of our beans. We've got lots of nice beans coming along. The wind is knocking over my little stakes. And look at the beans. They look good here. I have a couple of pepper plants that I also planted in here. That's a bean plant. Lots of beans. Now I planted a loofah gourd in here as well, but I don't see it. I think it might have rained last night because it's mighty moist out here. My sunflower, which is being eaten up by probably a worm. Wonderful. And then we have my tomato plant over here, the patio, and it's just got some cute little tomatoes on it. And then this is my beets. No, not beets, excuse me. My French breakfast radish that has gone to seed. Look at my lettuce. Oh, good grief, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I'm going to cut some. And then here is a strawberry that's doing nicely. And this is cilantro that is going to seed. And I'm letting it go to seed. It smells so good, guys. It smells like fresh cilantro. I mean, it is so strong. I love it. Then we have some strawberries here. We have some more strawberries here. I don't see any flowers on this guy. This is my massive potato plant, and I have a squash growing with this potato plant. It is a mystery squash. I have no idea what kind of squash it is. I don't remember. We've of course got our corn that is starting to have some, I don't remember what that's called, but I know that this one, I think these are tassels. So I think with corn, this part is the male, and the part down here that has the hair on it, that's the female. And so this is what's needed. You shake these around, or the wind blows it around, and it pollinates that little tassel, the little fibrous hairs, and that's what produces the corn. Very interesting, in case you guys didn't know. And I was sharing with my manager about male and female parts of, plants like these, the food. And not all vegetation like this has male and female parts, but there are some that do. And he was just fascinated. He didn't know that, so. But anywho, okay. So we got our corn. This guy is nearly there. Got some tasseling happening here. Good tasseling. Got some silk happening here with the baby corn. That's another pepper. Flowers growing here. I think this is dill. I love those. That's really pretty. And then we have the lemon basil. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And the mandarin orange basil. I wish you guys could smell it, and I wish I had just a huge patch of that, and I'm thinking about doing that or something. I mean, it just smells so good. This is my blueberry plant, and my blueberry plant is coming along nicely. Okay, so this is another potato plant that I companion with some beans, which are growing nicely. Some corn that is also growing nicely. I actually have two corn in here. This one is getting kind of shaded out, so he's not going as prolifically, if you will. Here are some more sunflowers. Here is my tomato plant that I'm going to up pot today. Here is another potato plant with some carrots in there. And then my nasturtium, which is just fried. It's just fried. It's just fried. I didn't realize that nasturtiums do not like the sun like it's getting. Here's another tomato plant. It's got some nice flowers. This guy doesn't have any tomatoes, but I have been cutting off on this guy here so many sucker plants. I mean, that's all those that are in that jar of water are from this plant here. A lot of suckers on here. Look at this. This has got another sucker as well. And I don't know if that's just the variety, and I might just let it alone. We have this tomato plant that's got, it's just covered in aphids. It's so annoying. This one in my pot. But, you know, I'm going to let that one be sacrificed because the rest of my tomato plants don't look too bad. They're all starting to flower really nicely. Uh-oh. Well, this has got some kind of vine in it that's trying to latch on to something. I'll put a stick in there. And then, of course, here's another tomato plant with lots of buds on it. Another one with lots of buds on it. And look, guys, I have got to get this in the ground because this is not going to last. This is my popcorn. Remember when I told you guys I took some popcorn from some of the name brand popcorn that I had and wrapped it in paper towel and put it in the windowsill and it sprouted? Well, there it is. It is growing like a weed. And then we have lots of tomatoes growing on this section here. Now down in between the tomatoes, I put a little bit of carrots, and they're kind of coming up. I've got some more corn, sweet corn, that's coming up. And I'm trying to use as much of my space as possible. So I'm really having a good time in my garden. And of course we have this little squash lane here that's got the lemon cucumber, which is delicious. I had one in my salad the other day. And my two sunflowers, this big guy and then the little guy next to him, who's looking lovely. Looking lovely. And this guy is actually taller than me now. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys. So that is the tour of my garden this morning. It's like 7 in the morning on Saturday. And I'm going to get out here. I'm going to get that bed right here. We're gonna plant some of that stuff on the table into this bed, and we're gonna keep it moving. I just love that. Look at that. You see this? Look at that. I love it. I am so pleased. Guys, I hope everything is green and lush in your gardens. And, you know, if you're not growing a garden, you may really want to consider it, especially with the current state of events. You know, gas prices are high and groceries are high, and, you know, things are possibly not going to get better. They're also talking about food shortages, and you want to make sure that you are prepared for anything that could happen down the line. Make sure your pantries are stocked. Purchase, you know, food items at today's prices, because tomorrow it could be double or triple. And I don't want anybody to fall asleep on this, you know, word of advice. Really consider it. If you have the ability to buy an extra can of corn, an extra can of beans, extra can of tuna, do it. If you have the ability to plant a garden, whether you plant it in the ground or you grow it in a container, do it. Do not fall asleep on that. Do not let yourself be in a situation where you have to be dependent upon our government, which unfortunately is they're limping around right now. And, you want to be able to feed your family. And, sometimes this is the way to go. If you have to grow, nothing but squash and tomatoes for the first time, do it. We have a pretty good amount of time to grow certain foods because we have a nice growing season here in Oklahoma. Just take advantage of that opportunity. Do not fall asleep on this advice. If you're not going to grow anything, then make sure your pantry is well stocked, because in the winter months, if you are finding yourself in need of milk, and milk is $10 a gallon, maybe you need to stock up on some powdered milk today so that you can create that milk down the line. Save your money. Don't spend it recklessly. And anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I do want to thank you guys for watching my video. I will see you later. Bye-bye. Oh, look at that sun.